Hello everyone, welcome to the Novels channel, your one-stop platform to learn astrology in the most simplified way. Before jumping into the video, I would like to wish you all Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2022. Alright, so let's discuss the topic today. In the previous lesson, we talked about the astrological chart, what astrology is, what the historical background about astrology. Today we'll be talking about the chart in a little more detail. If you don't know what an astrological chart is, why do we study astrology, what's the purpose, you can watch my previous videos. Okay, so as I mentioned last time, there are 12 houses in an astrological chart, from 1 all the way to 12. Each house is different from each other. Each house signifies a certain thing. Based on that, when a planet is sitting in that house, you get a certain results, right? So we'll be discussing each house one by one today, and let's start off our video with the first house. All right, so first house represents the brain. Basically, it represents your overall body. It represents how you think. Each house represents a certain part of your body also. So first house is basically representing the brain. So when a planet is sitting in the first house, the person will be behaving in a certain manner. Like some people are really confused, some people are really aggressive, or some people are really emotional by default, right? So how the brain functions, the underlying characteristic of that person's brain is kind of influenced by the planet sitting in the first house or the planets looking at the first house. So we'll talk about the planets and how do they influence in further videos. So it represents your brain, it represents your overall body, it represents you basically. This is one of the most important houses in astrology. Now let's talk about the second house. Second house represents your family environment. Now, as I said, each house represents your one part of the body. So second house represents your eyes. As you move from first house towards 12th house, you keep moving downwards on your body, right? First house represents your brain, which is on the top. Second house represents your eyes. Third house represents your speech area. Fourth house represents your heart. Fifth house represents your stomach area. So and so on, basically, until 12th house, which represents your feet, right? So let's come back to the second house. Second house represents your family, your eyes, like it represents your inherited wealth, right? So there are many things any house represents, but I'm talking about the major ones, which are basically seen from each house. Now coming to the third house. Third house represents your speech, your mouth, from where you speak, your ears, your throat. Third house also represents your younger siblings. It's your short distance travel. Make sure short is the key here. Short distance, not the long distance. Short distance travels. Okay, now again, third house will represent many different things, but these are the major ones. Coming to the fourth house. Fourth house would represent your mother. Fourth house represents the place where you live, so your home. Now, as fourth house represents home, fourth house represents the structures also, like real estate, like the buildings in which people live. So it represents real estate. Fourth house represents your heart. So any heart disease, right, in astrology would be analyzed through fourth house. Fourth house would be the major contributor. I'm not saying it's going to be the only contributor. There are many other things, but the major representation of heart is through the 4th house. So these are the major significations of each house. Coming to the 5th house, 6th house, 7th house, 8th house, and so on up to 12th house, we'll be discussing in future videos. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you like the videos and if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment below the videos and subscribe my channel. Thank you.